Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do a video about two pens that are very well known and people often question which one to get as their first gold nib pen. These pens are a Pilot Capless or Pilot Vanishing Point and a Lamy 2000. For me, when I started my fountain pen journey, these were also the two options I was doubting between when I wanted to get my first gold nib pen. And eventually I chose to get the 2K first. So the 2K was my actual first gold nib fountain pen. When I was trying to decide which to choose, I of course went online to search for advice and comparisons. And of course there are some comparisons, but I haven't seen a video yet where the two are shown next to each other, side to side. So that's what I want to do today. When I was doing research, people told me, you'll get both, don't worry about it. And they were very, very right. And to be honest, I got multiples of both. The 2K is like my pen obsession favorite pen. And I had multiples at one point. I still have two. One went to my boyfriend, so I had three at some point. I almost bought one recently again because I wanted an extra fine. I stopped myself because no one needs that many pens of the same type. But they are very tempting because I love the way this pen feels. I'm the same way with the Capless or the Vanishing Point. But the Vanishing Point at least comes in different colors and different types. So you have the Firmo. The Pilot Firmo is a twist instead of a click pen. And then you have the Decimo, which is a slightly smaller, thinner version of the Capless, which is actually better for my hands. I have two of those. I have two normal Capless, two Decimos, and a Firmo, all in different finishes. But yeah, I'm definitely a collector in this way. Yeah. So besides that rambling, I'll show you a comparison of these two pens because they are the most popular starter gold nib pens, and then I'll try to convince you to get both, probably. So let's take a close-up look at these, okay? Okay, the two pens. I chose the black Capless because it compares nicely with the Lamy 2K. The Capless is kind of a unique pen, in my opinion, because there aren't that many pens that have a click mechanism. I think there are some Chinese sort of copies of this pen, but I think manufacturers find it really hard to copy this mechanism. So this pen you hold at the clip, which is a very interesting feeling. It does not bother me. It actually helps me align the pen properly when I write with it. But it is a very, very weird feeling for some people. I've seen people take off the clip. I would not recommend doing that. I don't think that's a good solution. If it bothers you that much, I don't think you should get this pen. And if you want to test whether you think it will bother you, you can get a Pilot Metropolitan for quite cheap, and the cap of that pen feels super similar to when you hold this. So you can test if it gets in your way. For me, it helps me align the nib to the paper properly. This pen, I use this at work a lot because it's easy. You click it, you write with it, you unclick it, and then you can put it in your pocket, or I clip it to my shirt generally. So it's a very quick action pen. So if you want a fountain pen that you can quickly use, there's no cap to lose. This is probably your pen. One thing I don't like about the Pilot Capless is the converter it comes with. It comes with a Con 40. I think that's impossible to fill. I always have to use a syringe. I filled it a couple of days ago and I still have ink stains on my fingers because I had a stupid accident with the syringe. But yeah, I don't like it. Of course, you can always fill an empty cartridge with ink or just use Pilot cartridges. The Pilot ink works very well in this pen. It's just a great combo. But if you want something more exciting color-wise, you can always just empty out a cartridge and fill it. Ink capacity of the Con 40 is also atrocious. But yeah, that's basically the only downside to this pen, in my opinion, because the clip really does not bother me. So yeah, if you put it next to the Lamy 2K, you can see that uncapped, they're pretty much the same size. However, when you write with the 2K, you of course uncap it. And the Pilot Capless does not diminish in size when you write with that. So aligning the nibs, you can see that the Capless is slightly bigger. Capless is also slightly heavier because it is a metal pen. And the Lamy 2K is made of macrolon, which is not a very heavy material. As you can see, both nibs are fairly similar. You can see that the Capless has actually a breather hole, but in other respects, they are fairly similar. Writing experience, I would say, is not similar. I don't know if you can see this, but the Pilot nib is more rounded than the Lamy nib. Lamy nib is much smoother to me. It does help if you're in the sweet spot of the Lamy 2K because it definitely has a sweet spot. Looks wise, it really is personal preference. I like both of these. I think this is like a super funky looking pen. It's different, the Capless, and it's quite unique. But then I love the shape of the Lamy 2000, and it is just a really classic pen. I tend to cap my post my 2000, and that silver grip with that brushed steel look, and the same look is on the clip. I just really love that. Writing, I will do a writing sample for you with both. But yeah, both black, but very different. Light versus heavy. I would say that if you're in a work environment in which you are afraid of losing caps, or you might get jostled around a bit, and if you clip this to a shirt and you think you might uncap it, the Pilot Capless is the better option. So yeah, it might be a little more practical. Okay, let's start with the Pilot Capless, or a vanishing point. You click it like a ballpoint pen to engage the nib. Then you just start writing. This is a pen that really doesn't dry out. Pilot Capless is a medium nib with, I think it's Iroshizuku, Suki, Yo. Oh, it's definitely not that. I'm sorry, guys. It is Sailor Yamadori. Both are lovely colors. So this nib is super stiff. It is relatively smooth. I have multiple capless, and this one isn't super smooth. It's smooth enough. But it's definitely a different writing experience than the Lamy 2000. I think the Capless is better for quickly jotting things down, as opposed to the Lamy 2K, which you can really use for long writing sessions. Okay, the Lamy 2000 is indestructible, that pen, basically, so that doesn't matter. Lamy 2000 medium nib. think you can see that there's definitely a difference in the width of the nib. The Lamy is a little wider. Might be because it's just a little wetter, but for work purposes, I would say take a fine nib capless and you're good to go with any paper. This is Mont Blanc, lavender purple. And this is also a very stiff nib. Like, I would not get any of these to get any type of line variation. That's not the pen. These are both not pens you should use if you want line variation. This pen is creepily smooth. Like, it is glassy. And lots of people love that. I love that on occasion. So when I'm in the mood for glassy smooth, I always go for my Lamy 2000. When I want something different, yeah, the Pilot Capless is a better fit because it's not glassy smooth. It is smooth, but not glassy. So yeah. If you have any questions about these pens, please ask them in the description because I would love to help you make a good decision on your first gold nib pen. As I've said, I chose the Lamy first and then decided why not get the other one too, because I'm in the rabbit hole, I'm going down deep, and I want both. And eventually I got multiples of both because they are just good pens. You can't go wrong with either of them. Hope this was informative and I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you soon again with a different video. Bye bye.